Yeah, we did.
So, what were we doing in Switzerland?
We were on an LDS mission. We were companions.
You know, the Marmons.
Marmons, that's right. The Marmons. We were companions for 4 months and worked together.
Welcome to Words of Whiskey. I'm your host, Aaron, and I have a special guest, Jake. So, where did we first meet, Jake?
We first met at a place called München in Switzerland.
In Switzerland.
Yeah, we did.
So, what were we doing in Switzerland?
We were on an LDS mission. We were companions.
You know, the Marmons.
Marmons, that's right. The Marmons. And we were companions for 4 months and worked together. It worked together really well. So it was, and it's awesome to have a friend for so long.
Yeah, how long? That was 26, 7 years ago.
Yeah, that was
1996.
No, 96.
6 or 7.
96. It was
96. No, because I was there from 94 to 96, so it's got to be 95.
You're right. It was 95.
1995.
26 years ago.
Holy hell. Okay. I'm not that old. I'm just talking about.
Well, I got more gray in my beard.
You do have way more gray.
I do.
You have more gray.
I do have a lot more gray. And I'm balding too. So
yeah, I still got my hair. I got those genes.
But I'm bigger.
Are you bigger or?
I'm bigger, both. All of them. Anyway.
Yeah, so we had some great times. We had some great times.
We did.
Do you remember what I used to do to you when I got mad? When you started bugging me? Because as Mormon missionaries, we have to be together always, 24/7. It's like, he's a good guy, and we had a great time, but.
Well, there were little things about you and little things about me that we irked each other. As we did,
as everybody does.
Everybody does. But we had more fun than we did not. I remember though, I would never get up in the morning in time, and you were always irked about that. And so we put a glass of water put a glass of water between the beds.
I never did it, but I was threatened that I was going to wake you up with water. No, but what I was referring to when you got on my nerves, I switched from speaking English.
That's right.
I would only speak German to you.
That's right.
It bugged you so bad.
Cool, because my language, you've been out for a year, and my language skills were horrible to you, and they were horrible. Aaron was my third companion. My third companion. My first did absolutely nothing for me. He didn't teach me a damn thing. My second tried, but I was only with him for about a month or so. And then my language skills were horrible. We spoke German, and it was just horrible. And so he would do that, and it would hurt me beyond belief. I remember that now. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, there was a few really good memories that we had, and we had a good time. I remember when you crashed your bike and got all messed up, blood all over the place.
Someone stole my seat.
Someone stole your seat? That wasn't with me. That was somebody else.
No. When I crashed is because I had this really crappy seat because someone stole my seat at the train station.
That's right.
And it went down a curb and just went over the handlebars, biffed it so bad, scratched up everything, blood everywhere. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember, so Mormon missionaries, we can only listen to church music, which was horrible.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite bands was playing an outdoor concert in Bern.
That's right.
So I dragged you. We're going to go talk to people on the street right outside where they're playing. So we listened to the Stone Roses.
Stone Roses, that's right. Stone Roses.
In downtown Bern. It wasn't even our area. But yes, but we went over to downtown Bern and listened to the Stone Roses walk. I don't think we talked to a soul.
No.
It was awesome. I had the biggest smile on my face, and I was Peter Priest. I followed every single rule, but I broke that one.
That was
fun.
It was, I remember our president, and he said, and we're really impressed upon me, he said, we're here to do our work, and that's great. So we're in the trenches, fighting the good fight and whatnot. But every once in a while, take a moment, stick your head up out of the trenches,
and enjoy it.
Enjoy where you're at. You're in Switzerland, for Christ's sake.
It's a beautiful place. Beautiful place. And I remember. So do you remember that model? So we met Halo Sommer. So we met this model because she couldn't figure out what was going on. So I introduced myself, and I could, you don't speak German, I speak English. She's like, oh, thank God. And later on, she invited us to invite us to some dinner or whatever. And then we met her the next day in downtown Bern. I gave her a Book of Mormon, and she planted the biggest kiss on me. And took me by surprise, because we aren't supposed to fraternize with other.
And I was so jealous.
I know. Oh man! And I remember, I've got a Book of Mormon too. She was gorgeous.
Gorgeous, yes, she was gorgeous. Yeah, it was. It was a very interesting time. We were 19, 20, 21, and just being in a foreign country, and it was just a lot of fun. But strange circumstances, situations that we find ourselves in. But man, I tell you, some of the greatest memories of my life. Really,
it was fun. I mean, it was a lot of work.
Hard work.
I would never do it again, not for the life of me. But we were able to do it. We were able to experience the culture. We were able to just enjoy it. So
yeah.
Since then, we're both not Mormon. Hence the whiskey in front of us. So what I did is, so he's from Louisville now. That's where he lives.
Right.
Loves his Kentucky bourbon.
Hell yes.
So this is 4 different bourbons. And when we're done with this, after we're done, you can open my cabinet and drink anything you want.
Right on.
We've got Irish and Scotch and some bourbon and some, got some moonshine. I've got a bunch of stuff. I have some more expensive stuff like my old Fitzgerald and my Wellers and things like that. But before then, these are 4 unique bottles.
Okay.
So maybe a little bit different. So I want to get your impression of what you think these are. Maybe, they're all bourbon, so they're going to be nice and corn and the caramel and the vanilla and the oak flavors and stuff. So we're going to start with number 1, 2, 3, kind of go down the line.
Okay.
And then I want to get your impression, and if it's just not your thing, it's not your thing. If you like them, or if you want to rate which ones you like, and then I will show you which ones we're doing.
Okay. All right. So number 1.
Number 1.
So number 1.
Very sweet. It very tons of caramel, tons of vanilla, almost like
a really good
caramel candy.
A really good front. Excuse me, really good front. You can taste the oak a lot more, and the finish is a little strong, but it's good.
It's a little spicy at the end.
Yeah.
It's very sweet at the beginning, spicy at the end.
Right. And when you smell it, so basically whenever you do a whiskey or a bourbon, you ever inhale and smell it first?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I usually like to swash it around and then smell it. I usually try to do both nostrils.
Oh, I see. Because like that. Open my mouth.
I did one or the other because I could pick up the notes a little bit better.
Okay.
But your nose is your nose, my nose is my nose. And you do a little Kentucky chew.
I do.
See, I don't. I like this. I like to put a little bit on there and let the oil just kind of. I don't really take very much at the beginning. I just like to take a small sip and let it just coat my tongue.
Yeah. So this is probably. So I'm probably going to guess that this is going to be probably a higher proof, not a 90. So it's probably going to be a little higher proof because you can definitely taste it on the follow. And so, it's a very nice. That'd be a good sipping bourbon. I would probably have that neat.
Okay, next one.
All right, cool.
Next one, a little lighter. Number 2. Next one.
A little lighter color.
Yep, it is lighter. This one is younger.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably put that probably at a, like a 19 or maybe even a 20, 23. I can smell it. Okay.
This one's a lot
smoother.
Yep.
Yeah. So your front is a lot more tame.
You get a little candy apple.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's a little sweeter.
Yeah. I think this one's sweeter actually. This one's a little bit. I don't know. This one's a little bit more. Like this one has a ton of caramel, ton of corn.
Yeah.
It's almost like a caramel popcorn in a way.
Well, and it's a stronger, like I say, a stronger front and a stronger front and also a stronger bottom. So you're gonna feel that and taste that. So it's not something you're gonna shoot.
I think I taste the oak a little bit more in this one.
This is a lot more mellow.
Yeah, it's definitely more mellow.
And the finish is really tame. It's really soft.
It is
and smooth.
Yep.
Yum.
Okay. Number 3. This one's very unique. Number 3. Number 3. This one's very unique.
Very unique, huh?
Yeah, just smell it. I want to see what you think.
Huh. Okay.
This one's actually won a lot of awards. But I think it's won awards based on its uniqueness.
Interesting.
It's hard to pick up the flavor on that one. It's kind of it's more tangy. It has you can definitely tell it's been finished a little bit differently than the other ones.
Yeah.
So that kind of
interesting
really gives it a very different flavor. I mean, you can just still tell it's a bourbon, but it's so different.
Yeah, it is different.
I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
Your front's really, I mean, there's really not much of a front at all, but then it kind of...
It's when you have the oil you hit your tongue, it's like, whoa, that's a different...
Yeah, it's kind of on the roof of my mouth, it just kind of just lingers there for a little bit before it kind of comes down, so that's really interesting. I'm not going to finish that one quite yet. I'm going to hold on to that for a little bit.
Okay.
So far as smooth, something I would probably, put on the rocks. I'd probably take number 2. I would probably take 1 neat and just it'd be a sipping bourbon for the night and make that really thick. This one, I don't know if I would cut that or not. I don't know if I would cut that or not. That would be interesting.
Okay. Moving on to the last one.
Whew. Okay.
Number 4.
Okay.
This one that's very candy.
Like a caramel almost chocolate.
Yeah, it's almost like almost cotton candy in a way.
Huh.
It's like Werther's Original. That's what I think of.
Okay, like a butterscotch kind of thing.
Butterscotch, yeah.
That's interesting because I'm thinking I'm not going. It's almost like a. God, what am I thinking? Like a candied rum or something.
A little bit, kind of like that. You can definitely tell that it's a high rye bourbon though.
Yes. Yeah. Much different than all the others. Yeah. This is
It's a high rye bourbon.
Yeah.
You can tell the black licorice flavor when you get a little bit of a bourbon, kind of in the back. It's not strong.
It's strong because I hate black licorice. I hate it.
So do you like rye at all then?
I do like rye. Yes, I do. So this is a good refreshing taste. It's a lot different than the heavy oak that you get, but this is a lot nicer. But this is tasty. I wouldn't cut that. If I would cut with Coke or something like that, I would probably do this one.
Okay.
Number 3.
Interesting. Okay. So what ones would you say you really liked? Which ones you were like, maybe that's a miss, and maybe which ones?
Well,
maybe if you had to rank them, maybe.
Rank them? Well, it depends on what I'm feeling.
Okay.
If I want to do a lot of them, get some bourbon cokes, I would probably do number 3.
Okay.
If I was more of a formal set, a setting where kind of rub elbows with some higher ups or whatnot, I would probably get a sipping bourbon like number 1, just kind of hold on to that for a little bit, let that just kind of sit. Number 2, I'd probably put on rocks and let the water come in and kind of
open it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The rye is also sipping. You don't want to. Typically I don't cut ryes.
Yeah.
Because you want those flavors. You want to feel that.
Unless you're making like a old fashioned or something. An old fashioned of a rye is pretty good.
You could do that. But usually your cheaper bourbons with like Four Roses, Woodford, those kind of things. You could do old fashions with all kinds of bourbons and everything. But usually for the higher end, I like the higher proof sipping bourbon and just nurse that for the night. I would probably cut number 3 with a Coke. Never Pepsi.
Nah, never Pepsi.
Never Pepsi.
Okay. So I drink pretty much all of my whiskey neat.
Okay.
Okay. So let's. I'll show you which ones.
Finish my bourbon. I'll let that sit.
Okay. These are the 3. These are the 4 bourbons. So the first one, it is Balcones True Blue, 100%, 100 proof. This one is a pot still made from, so it's made in Texas.
Okay.
Texas bourbon.
Texas bourbon.
It's blue corn. Blue Texas corn.
Interesting.
And it makes it and it's 100% corn.
Okay.
So that is number 1.
All right.
Number 2 is Wyoming whiskey.
Wyoming whiskey.
With small batch bourbon whiskey.
Okay.
It's a bourbon made in Wyoming. Okay?
I see what he did here. Yeah, I see what he did here.
He's from Kentucky, I try to screw it up.
We're a little snobbish about our bourbon.
Okay. Number 3 is the reason why it tastes a little bit different. It's finished with aspen wood steeps.
Okay, interesting.
This is Colorado bourbon, made of all Colorado stuff. Okay?
Well, where is it distilled? Is it distilled in Colorado?
So the last one is a local. Utah. Sugar House Distillery, which actually kind of like this. I like their rye more than their bourbon.
Okay.
Which I do have their rye, and I do have an American single malt, and that is everything is within 100 miles of Utah.
Cool.
So everything's start to finish.
So I see what you did. You brought in the Kentucky boy, and you didn't have a Kentucky bourbon out there at all.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I love it. I love getting set up like that. It's awesome. Good surprise.
Good surprise. So
those are awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of what we did, but I got to mess with the Kentucky boy.
You do. That's absolutely true. I mean, hey, we got thick skin, we got thick draws, and we can do it.
So anyway, I think we'll probably just wrap it up there. Looks like the rest of the people from my house are arriving. You can hear them running in the background, but that's all right. So that was Words of Whiskey. Appreciate joining us. Like and subscribe, and please, I love feedback, so I'd love to hear from you. Ciao.
Say y'all.